Our story begins on a bright, sunny afternoon in a quiet forest. A handsome crow, with feathers as black and glossy as polished jet, was flying home. He'd had a very successful day. Clutched tightly in his beak was the prize of all prizes, a huge, delicious-looking piece of cheese. He'd spotted it on a farmer's windowsill and, being a clever bird, had swooped in to snatch it when no one was looking. He flew to his favorite branch, high up in a tall oak tree, feeling very pleased with himself. He was just about to enjoy his feast when a rustling in the bushes below caught his attention. A sly, red fox with a bushy tail and intelligent, sparkling eyes had been trotting by. The wonderful smell of the cheese had wafted down and stopped him right in his tracks. The fox looked up and saw the crow with the magnificent piece of cheese. His stomach rumbled. "Oh, I must have that cheese," he thought to himself. But how? He couldn't climb the tree, and the crow was far too high to reach. The fox knew he couldn't use force, so he decided to use his wits instead. A cunning plan began to form in his clever mind. Putting on his most charming smile, the fox called up to the crow. "Good day, Master Crow. How splendid you look today. Your feathers are so beautifully sleek and shiny. They shimmer in the sunlight like 1,000 tiny jewels. I've seen many birds in my life, but none as majestic as you." The crow, holding the cheese firmly in his beak, looked down at the fox. He was a bit suspicious, but he couldn't help but feel a little puff of pride. He ruffled his feathers and stood up a bit straighter on his branch, trying to look even more impressive. The fox saw that his flattery was working. "So," he continued, his voice dripping with admiration, "and your eyes, they sparkle like the brightest stars in the night sky. You have such a noble and elegant posture. Truly, you are the king of all birds. Everything about you is perfect. You must be as intelligent as you are handsome." The crow was now completely captivated. He had always thought he was a rather fine-looking bird, but to hear it from someone else was just wonderful. He puffed out his chest, feeling immensely proud. No one had ever appreciated him like this before. The fox knew it was time for his final, most brilliant move. He sighed dramatically and said, "Ah, what a shame, what a terrible pity." The crow, curious, tilted his head. What could possibly be a shame? "Well," said the fox, looking up with a sad expression, "I see your incredible beauty, your magnificent feathers, your regal bearing, but I've heard that your voice is, sadly, not as beautiful. It is a tragedy that nature gave you such a stunning appearance, but withheld the gift of a sweet, melodious voice. If only you could sing, you would undoubtedly be the undisputed monarch of the entire forest." This was too much for the proud crow to bear. His voice, not beautiful, preposterous. He had a wonderful caw, deep and resonant. He would show this foolish fox just how wrong he was. He would prove that his voice was just as magnificent as the rest of him. Forgetting all about the precious cheese in his beak, the crow took a deep breath, puffed out his chest one last time, and opened his mouth wide to let out the loudest, most glorious caw he could manage, and of course, the very moment he opened his beak, the big piece of cheese tumbled out, falling down, 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 right into the waiting mouth of the clever fox below. The fox gobbled up the cheese in 2 quick bites, licked his lips with satisfaction, and looked up at the stunned and silent crow. "Thank you, Master Crow," he said with a grin. "You do have a voice, that's true. But what you seem to lack is the wisdom to know when to use it." And with a flick of his bushy tail, the fox trotted away, leaving the foolish crow with nothing but an empty beak and a valuable lesson. So, the moral of the story is simple. Be careful of flattery. When someone praises you excessively, they might just want something from you. It's great to be proud of your talents, but it's even better to be wise about who you show them to. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tailies and lessons. See you in the next video.